Jordan College and Career Academy, Data Analysis and School Improvement Overview. The purpose of this data overview is to provide information about the growth and progress of Jordan Vocational High College and Career Academy over the past 3 to 5 years. The information used in this presentation will highlight the efforts of the staff and students that have served this community for the past 3 to 5 years. There are several subgroups included in this presentation, as well as student achievement data. The information will be used to positively impact the teaching and learning practices within the school. Here's a bit of a background on Jordan Vocational High. Jordan Vocational High School is a Title I school located in Columbus, Georgia. Jordan Vocational High School is a traditional school that was designed for students who wanted to pursue a vocational track. Jordan Vocational High School has several tracks including welding, culinary, construction, architecture, healthcare, as well as automotive. Some of the students included in this group fit under specific demographics that include their gender and their socioeconomic status. "51% of the students who attend Jordan Vocational High School are African American, while 34% of the students are white or Caucasian. At the district level, 59% of the students are African American and 24% are white or Caucasian. As you can see from the data, the demographics of the district as well as the school seem to be very similar. Subgroups that are a part of the district and the school. 3 of the main subgroups are ELL, which stands for English Language Learners, Economically Disadvantaged, and Students with Disabilities. As a district, we service a large proportion of students who are economically disadvantaged. But if you take a look at Jordan Vocational High School subgroups, they also service 36% of students who have disabilities, while the district only services 16% of students with disabilities. The attendance of the students in the area is very transient. Students tend to move very frequently who attend Jordan Vocational High School. Based on the student attendance data, this shows that over the past 2 years, that approximately 65% of the students attend school on a regular basis, while at the district level, 80% of the students attend school on a In considering the attendance data, when looking at the graduation rates, students who don't attend school tend to not learn the information necessary to be successful at school. When you look at the graduation rates for Jordan High School over the past 4 years, the graduation rate has increased from 2016 to 2018, but there was a drop between 2018 and 2019. That decrease in the graduation rate was also seen at the district level, which dropped from 89.1% to 87.2%. Schools are currently rated on a College and Career Readiness Performance Index. This index compares 4 areas in which schools are critiqued: content mastery, progress, closing the gaps, and the gaps are in terms of achievement, and graduation rate are areas in which the schools are assessed. Overall, when you look at the Muskogee County School District, the district's overall score was a 72.6 in 2018 and a 77.1 in 2019. So the district has shown some improvements in their overall CCRPI score. Jordan has also shown improvements in going from a 58.4 to a 64.3. A large proportion of those improvements are a result of the increase in the gaps that Jordan has been able to close. The achievement gap was 30% in 2018, 30 points in 2018 and 56.3 in 2019. Are due to changes in the student achievement data. The data shown here is a result of the Georgia Milestone Assessment that students take at the end of their courses. This shows the comparison of the ninth grade literature scores for the state, the district, and Jordan High School. Shows a breakdown of the ninth grade literature scores for Jordan Vocational High School, showing which students scored in the beginning category, which is level 1, the developing category, which is level 2, the proficient category, which is level 3, and distinguished category, which is level 4. This data shows that although Jordan Vocational High School scores are below the state and the district, there have been some improvements over the past few years. In the yellow area, which shows the amount of students that were developing, the amount of students developing at Jordan Vocational High School has decreased in ninth grade literature. While those scores have decreased, those percentages have decreased, the amount of students scoring proficient have increased. When it comes to American literature, Jordan is behind the district and the state in terms of students who are scoring proficient or developing. When we take a look at the breakdown of the American literature scores, the amount of students who are scoring in the beginning category continues to increase at Jordan Vocational High School. The amount of students in the developing category is also increasing. However, the amount of students in the distinguished and proficient categories is decreasing. Here are the biology scores for the 2019 Georgia Milestone Assessments. Jordan Vocational High School continues to fall behind the state and the district in the number of students who are scoring in developing or above. Biology scores in the breakdown, you see that the number of students in the beginning category has drastically decreased from the 2018 to 2019 school year. The amount of students in the developing category has increased, along with those in the proficient and distinguished category. When it comes to physical science, Jordan still falls behind the state and district averages. Maintained a steady trend in terms of the number of students in the beginning and developing and proficient categories. For economics, students are scoring behind or below the state and the district in terms of those who are developing, proficient, and distinguished. But the breakdown shows that although they are not meeting the state and district levels, that the students at Jordan Vocational High School are improving. We have more students scoring in the developing category and less students scoring in the beginning category. There's also an increase in the number of students scoring distinguished. For U.S. history, the trend remains the same for Jordan compared to the state and district. Students scoring in the beginning as well as developing have begun to decrease, and the amount of students in the proficient and distinguished categories has increased. For geometry, the district, and when comparing the student scores in the geometry test, the amount of students scoring in the beginning category has decreased. The number of students scoring in the developing and proficient category has increased. For coordinate algebra and district and school level are the same, yet there is a promising increase in the amount of students scoring distinguished, as well as an increase in the amount of students scoring proficient. Based on the data collected, the demographics of Jordan Vocational High School compared to the school district are pretty similar. Again, 59% of the students at the district level are African American, and 51% of the students at Jordan High School are also African American. However, the students with disabilities is twice the amount of students at the Jordan Vocational High School when compared to the district. When looking at the breakdown of the students with disabilities, there is also some differences noticed in those student achievement scores. Attendance and graduation rates are consistently lower than that of the district and the state by more than 10%, and improvements are being made in the areas of content mastery, progress scores, and the overall CCRPI progress of Jordan Vocational High School. When drilling down into the data, improvements can be made in the areas of ELA and mathematics. The content mastery scores have remained pretty consistent in these content areas over the past couple of years. With strategic improvement in the instructional practices in the ELA and mathematics courses, there can be student growth in these areas. For the science content mastery, the scores have improved by 7.31% over the past year. The physical science scores have decreased, however, the biology scores have increased from 29.84% to 44.81%. This content area has shown the largest amount of improvement over the past year at Jordan Vocational High School. With the growing amount of students with disabilities, when the students with disabilities have shown to make up 70% of the students that score in the beginning level on the Georgia Milestone Assessment. Factors. Moving forward, Jordan Vocational High School needs to develop an action plan to address the teaching and learning that the students with disabilities receive. They are making up the majority of the students in the beginning or the level 1 category on the Georgia Milestone Assessments, and without focusing on the instruction that these students are achieving, gains that need to be made in those areas may not be seen. The students with disabilities are not the largest proportion of students. However, they are the largest proportion of students in the beginning category that need to be pushed and moved to the developing and proficient categories. The growth in the science content area is very promising at Jordan Vocational High School, and the current instructional practices shown in this department should be shared with ELA and math so that improvements and growth can be seen in those areas as well. Progress in all content areas continues to be the result of teaching and learning at Jordan Vocational High School. Although the content mastery scores are not as high as the district's level, there is progress being made in these areas, and all content areas are improving every year.